Hello, everyone, and welcome to MHS Sports on MHTV. I'm Chris Conley, along with Gordon Vincent. Happy Thanksgiving. We're live at Staff Sergeant Christopher Piper Field on the campus of Marblehead High School as the Magicians football team takes on the Swampscott Big Blue in the 113th renewal of this Thanksgiving Day rivalry. We'd like to thank the National Grand Bank for being our community partner in bringing you MHS Sports on MHTV. And stay tuned to the end of the game for the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game. Well, Gordon, it's a interesting matchup, as always, when Marblehead and Swampscott get together. Sometimes the records are pretty close, and sometimes they're a little bit far apart. This year, it's a little bit far apart.
Yeah, Swampscott comes in at 3-7, losers of 5 in a row. Marblehead comes in at 7-2. Their last game was the playoff game that they lost to Milton. They were leading at halftime, and Milton, top seed, came back on them. So there's not as much at stake this year, but still a Thanksgiving Day game, still a big game for both teams, still one you want to end the season on a bright note.
Both Marblehead and Swampscott were divisional Super Bowl winners in 2021, but this year has been a difficult one for the Big Blue. Swampscott, like Gordon said, comes in with a 3-7 mark and a 5-game losing streak. Excuse me, they're 2-2 at home, but 1-5 on the road. They've scored 160 points on the season, but they've allowed 203. Marblehead comes into the rivalry with a 7-2 mark. Last year, the Magicians went all the way with an undefeated season and an exceptional Super Bowl win over North Attleboro at Gillette Stadium. This year, they began the season with 3 wins, and the state's longest winning streak of 23 games came to a stunning halt when Peabody came in here and trounced them 40-7. And they got back on the winning streak. They beat Masco, Beverly, Danvers, and Whitman-Hansman before falling to the top seed Milton and the end of their Super Bowl dreams at a 24-20 score. But as matters stand now, it's Thanksgiving, the sun is high in the morning sky, and it's Marblehead Swampscott. What could be better?
Nothing, really. This is awesome. It's an awesome setting, big crowd, beautiful day for it.
We can't complain about the weather.
No, nothing.
As much as we'd like.
We've had really good weather on Friday nights this year, and it's continued into Thanksgiving here.
A quick rundown of our officiating crew today. The referee, the man in the white hat, is Tom Abruzzese. The umpire is Derek Saki. The head linesman, Jack Can. The back judge is Tony Cucinato. And the line judge is Joe Payne. And the field looks good.
Swampscott won the toss, deferred. Marblehead will receive.
So you direct your attention to the new Forever Fan Zone located near the MHS parking lot. The Marblehead High School All Sports Boosters, in collaboration with the MHS classes of 2021 and 2022, work to beautify this area that you see as you enter Piper Field. This area is now known as the Forever Fan Zone to honor current and past fans of Magician sports. Being Thanksgiving, and in conjunction with the opening of the fan zone, we'd like to honor all those people that have passed that are close to the Marblehead and Swampscott communities. I ask that you join me momentarily in a moment of silence for all those that we've lost, including the following that were lost this past year. James Galante, number 19, will forever be remembered in Marblehead as a beloved teammate, Super Bowl winner, and wonderful kid. Jeff Scobling, Mark Ryan, Henry Dembowski, and Myron Stone. Please join me in honoring these great fans and supporters of MHS and Swampscott Sports with a moment of silence. Thank you. And now we'd like to welcome Lover's Regiment to render honors at midfield for today's game.
That woke the crowd up. It's always fun to watch that. They got a couple more shots to go, I guess.
Looks like they're reloading.
Yeah. And the combined bands of Marblehead and Swampscott are waiting to do the national anthem. We'll have that in a moment.
We're going to reload again here, Chris.
Three shots.
Yeah.
3 volleys. Are they going to pick up the...
Guy in the end seems to be a fast reloader.
Yeah.
Thank you for Glover's Regiment for joining us on this beautiful Thanksgiving morning. And now would you please remain standing for an annual tradition as the Swampscott High School and Marblehead High School marching bands join together to honor this great country with the playing of our national anthem.
Nicely done by a combination of the Marblehead and Swampscott marching bands. And I was talking to the coach before the game, and he said that the only thing I wanted to talk to him about the difference between playing at 10 o'clock in the morning and playing at 7 p.m., which is their normal time on a Friday night. And the only thing he was telling the team, he told me, was that at this time of day, the field will get warmer. The sun will heat the field up. He said it's sometimes it's as much as 10 degrees warmer on the field itself than it is in the stands, just from the sun, the heating effect.
Well, and the other thing you don't have to worry about in a 6:30 game most of the time is having the sun in your eyes. We can see we're watching the sun at O'Neill's back here, or he's looking into it. He's passing from left to right. But yeah, that's another factor too that you don't have to worry about during night games for most of the year is the sun in your receiver's eyes, and especially with Marblehead's passing attack, that could be a factor. But Swampscott pretty much runs the same offense too, so.
These two teams have 3 common opponents. Swampscott has lost to them all.
Yeah.
And Marblehead has soundly defeated them all.
The discrepancy in the Beverly scores really kind of stood out because Marblehead just thumped Beverly and they beat Swampscott.
Here comes the kick. It's a low bouncer. It hits at about the 20 where it's picked up there by, it looks like Cronin. Cronin breaks some tackles. I think it's Cronin. He thought he could get away there. He's pounding the turfs. So Marblehead will have pretty good field position at the 35-yard line to start the Thanksgiving Day football game.
A 15-yard return.
A low bouncer. It hits it about the...
So it'll be Miles O'Brien, number 12, the tall quarterback who's really come into his own this year. Is what do I call him, O'Brien? Yeah, well, it's O'Neill, Miles O'Neill. And here comes Eddie Johns to the sideline, stays on his feet, drops the ball, but recovers his own fumble. And it's a gain of about 6.
Nice job by Johns of following his block right there and being patient, waiting. Usually sure-handed, he fumbled at the end, but fortunately he took a good bounce right back up into his stomach.
12-minute quarters. Clock is running now at, it's stopped. Oh, it is running at 11:24. After one play, Johns gets the call again up the middle. He's breaking tackles. He's a strong, fast runner. Low to the ground and hard to tackle. First down for Eddie Johns.
Good blocking up front, excuse me, by the offensive line. As you said, Johns low to the ground, low center of gravity. Hits the hole very hard. Difficult to bring down. Watch it. Looks like he's going to be stopped for a 2 or 3 yard gain, but he falls forward for another 2 or 3 yards at the end of the run too.
He keeps it churning.
Yes, he does. He never stops his legs, and that's what you want from a back. That's how you teach it, to just keep your legs going.
1st and 10 at the Swampscott 48. 2 running plays, and I think you establish the run before you go to the air.
I think you go to the air here.
Yeah.
I would look for Cronin over the middle here.
That's 22 Cronin in motion. Play action fake to Johns. Looking down the field. Now O'Neill is going to take off. He cuts inside. He's got a first down. Nice play by the quarterback.
And very good recognition of what was open, what he had. The coverage was very good down the field for Swampscott. And O'Neill just tucked the ball and ran, got up 9.5 yards out of it.
Not quite a first down. Pickup of 9. Got less than about a half a yard to go for a first down. They're at the 38-yard line, or not quite at the 38. That's what they needed. 2nd down and a foot. Motion coming this way. Again, it's Cronin. O'Neill pitches it. Johns has the first down and gets close to the 35-yard line.
This is the old option to the right-hand side. Nice job by Swampscott's defensive end to not overcommit.
At the 36-yard line, no score, first quarter.
Nice job by Johns to put his head down and knew what he needed for the first down and put his head down and get it.
Denbo and Cronin to the near side.
Yeah, they're laying 15 yards off of Cronin here.
There's the pass. Nice catch. Kamas, the receiver.
There's that wide receiver screen that's become a staple of football at almost every level here. O'Neill gets the ball out quickly, and as we've talked about, the key to that entire play is the block up front. I think that's Keogh right there with the block.
Scott Campbell also down the field a little bit for a good block. Johns next to O'Neill. Cronin in the slot to the near side. Pass to the outside, taking advantage of that loose coverage. Brought down at about the 25-yard line. Tackle made by number 5. That's caught his
body, yeah.
Caught his body.
Yeah, I think the instructions on the Swampscott sideline is just don't let
him get by you.
Don't let Cronin get past you. They'll let him go underneath all he wants, but nothing over the top because the cushion was 10 or 15 yards.
The ball is at the 24-yard line.
Coach is on the field again.
That's one year we're complaining about the rain. This year we complain. There goes Cronin. Cronin has a first down and more, down to about the 10-yard line.
Now there's the option to Cronin. A little bit of a different look. We haven't seen a lot of that this year. Cronin running the ball.
Most of his action this year has been as a wide receiver.
As a slot receiver. It really has.
Yeah, slot receiver.
Yep. So here's the option again to the wide side of the field. And the defensive end, as soon as he commits, you pitch.
A little late on the pitch.
That's okay.
Not bad. It's 1st and 10 at the, looks like the 11-yard line. Cronin again gets the call, steps inside the defender, picks up a couple of yards maybe, was across the 10-yard line.
That's one of Cronin's signature moves, is to elude the first tackle, step inside, get some more yards. Should have been no gain. He ends up making a couple yards out of it, a little bit more manageable second down.
Has Johns out in front of him. Effective block by Johns, and then Cronin steps inside that block and moves it down to about the 9-yard line.
Watch Keogh in the slot here. See if he does a post. Yeah, he's wide open.
But Cronin gets the call.
Yeah.
Nice call, Gordon.
Well,
You were looking at number 14.
I was.
So the ball is at about the 5-yard line. Let's see where they put the ball down. It's actually inside the 5. We'll call it the 4. A 3rd and 3. They can get a first down.
Inside the 2, yeah.
And there was
By himself.
Shane Keogh.
Yeah. He could have sold you your 50-50 tickets.
Wow.
You're going to win this time. I can tell. You're just going to win.
There it goes. Right up the middle is O'Neill into the end zone for the touchdown. The quarterback keeper after the play action fake. And Marblehead scores first at 6:16 of the first quarter. 6-0 with the extra point coming up. A gain of about 3 yards and a TD.
Yep. Great blocking up front. And that's one thing that we have not seen a lot from O'Neill this year, is him running the ball. But when he's run he's been very effective with it.
Number 34, Greg Matorney, is the kicker. He's been one of the real strong points of Marblehead this year. And
you just jinxed him.
I jinxed him, and he missed it. But he's been a very effective, and not only on extra points, where he has a very high percentage of making them good, but also, here's the touchdown again. O'Neill sheds a tackle there as he evades number 14, Jack Hazel.
And that's what you want with the blocking up front, is you want the ball carrier to make one man miss, which is what he did, block everybody else, because you can't account for everybody. Good drive from Marblehead, precisely what they needed right off the bat. Everything except for the hooked extra point. But don't worry, Coach Serino, Marblehead still has a kicker this year. Still one of the funniest things I've ever read.
Well, that goes back to last
year's Thanksgiving.
In Swampscott, it was 4 seconds left, and Eli Feingold hit a 39-yard field goal to win the game. And after the game,
the quote in the paper the next day, yeah.
Well, tell us.
How come they always have a kicker? They always have a kicker.
So a 10-play drive covering 65 yards, and it ended up with a 3-yard touchdown run by quarterback Miles O'Neill.
That's a good sign that there were not a lot of big plays. They just kept moving the ball down the field, dominating at the line of scrimmage. Expect that to continue today.
And another part of Matorney's game is the
deep kickoffs.
Deep and high. Great coverage. They're at the 25 when he starts up the field. And they hit him, and he doesn't get to the 20. Well, they were at about the 30 when he started up the field. They got him at the 25. Was that 14?
It was number 1, I think.
Number 1?
I think it was Davis.
Yeah, you're right.
So Marblehead Swampscott with a new quarterback for the first time in 3 years. The Cam O'Brien era is over, and now they have Zach Ryan at the helm.
Also a senior, 5'10". 4 receivers in the formation. Linebackers move back, 3 men down. Not much pressure. Pass is almost intercepted. Making the diving effort for it was Marblehead's number 18, Crew Monaco.
Well covered. Zone defense, you saw the linebackers drop back just before the snap. And they played a zone coverage. Pass was overthrown. He had time, and he had a little bit.
Plenty of protection.
Yeah, no, it's good coverage too. Pass was too high.
The intended receiver had a red jersey on each side of him.
Yes, and one in back too.
3 receivers to the far side. Ryan takes the snap, handoff up the middle, and a gain of a few.
So one thing you'll notice is Swampscott, as I mentioned before, runs almost the exact same offense as Marblehead does. 3 and 4 wide receiver sets. Running back is mostly used in the backfield, shotgun snaps. Well, running back is always in the backfield, but it's very similar to Marblehead's offense.
Pickup of about 3 on the play. Kataspati was the ball carrier, and the ball is at the 28-yard line. 3rd down and 7. Ooh, penalty on Marblehead.
Yeah.
Offsides.
Yep. Jennings just jumped the count by a half a click.
Baxter Jennings, number 7, was anxious to get in there. He was split out wide to the near side as a defender.
He's had a really good year. I mean, he's come into the game. He was a backup at the beginning of the year when Palmer went down. He
that
stepped
was a
in.
big
And
loss this year, wasn't
it really was, because he looked so good. He looked like their 3rd best player behind the quarterback and Cronin.
In the Super Bowl and in the playoff game against Westfield, he was outstanding.
His coverage especially, that's where they miss him most on defense, but he was starting to emerge as an offensive player.
So with the penalty, it's 3rd down and 3. Clock rolling at 4:51. Takes the snap, handoff Kataspati. Not much room there. I don't think he has enough for the 1st down. He needed the 35-yard line. See where they spot the ball.
Yeah,
well, I guess he was across the 35.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him. So that penalty hurts. Marblehead not really happy with the spot, nor should they be. Let's see the replay. Now he stopped there, he puts his head down, he leans forward.
When they unpile,
he's got a pretty good spot.
Yeah. Well, it was close either way.
I don't think you go for it here, though. If it's short, I think you kick it. But
that penalty hurt.
It really did.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. 4 receivers in the formation. Ryan looking for the quick pass, throws it to the near side, has a completion at about the 40. The receiver was Chris Ferragamo, number 6. Jennings in on the tackle. 2nd down, 5. Clock rolling, 3:35, 1st quarter.
Yeah, their leading receiver is Kataspati. He's also their leading rusher. Excuse me, their leading receiver is Burns, number 3.
3 receivers to the far side. Here comes Cronin on the blitz. Nearly gets to him. A penalty marker's thrown. And Ryan comes down the sideline, and he's hit out of bounds by Jennings.
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious hold. Cronin got hooked.
And so the run by Ryan is going to be negated, a holding call. It happened in the backfield, so they'll step it off from where it happened.
Yep, watch their safety blitz. Watch Cronin.
Here he comes.
Yep, and now here's running back tries to
He's got the arm.
Block him, and he hooks him.
Arm on the arm.
Yeah. Right in front of the official. Pretty obvious.
So they step it off 10 yards from the point of the foul. It goes all the way back to the 24-yard line. And it will be second down. And it looks like 21.
Love the call, though. Safety blitz. You don't see those anymore. You see corners now do that. A lot of blitzing. If anybody in the secondary, you'll see a corner do it. You don't see safeties blitz much anymore.
Why is that?
I don't know.
The age of specialization, maybe?
I guess so. I don't know.
So they go back beside Ryan. 4 receivers. Here comes Jennings. Off the corner. He's going to get to the quarterback. He missed him. Under pressure, and he throws it off. Nice play by the quarterback.
Yes.
Nice heads-up play, and there's the safety valve was number 5, and that's Kataspati.
A little bit of an emergency. You take it. I'm about to go down. That would have been a big loss, too. That would have been a loss of about 10, 12 yards. But nice job by Ryan at dumping the ball off. Here it is. Jennings pressures. Ryan has to move outside. Now he's being chased by 2. Just dumps it off.
Not quite back to the original line of scrimmage, but it's a 3rd down and 11, a big gain. And they're at the 34-yard line.
Certainly much more attainable here than it would have been a 3rd and 30. with the sack.
Passing situation. They need 11 yards at least to keep this drive alive. Looking to throw, straight drop.
Screen.
Here comes a pass in
Nice.
the middle, and it was knocked down. Nice play by Marblehead. It was 54 that got
Yeah,
it?
it was Anisi.
Anisi.
Nice
Sam
play.
Anisi.
And he recognized the screen too. As soon as when you're let in that easily, you know it's going to be a screen pass. So Anisi did a nice job of making himself big, gets his arms up in the air, and here he knocks it down. Well diagnosed by Anisi.
Cronin is back to receive the punt. It's 4th down and 11. Low snap, handled well. Under pressure, a low driving kick. Cronin thought for a moment to try and catch it on the bounce, but then decided against it.
Probably a wise decision.
Yep. Uh-oh, Rudloff's on the field. What was the game we had where the opposing coach stayed on the field practically the whole game?
It was Linfield, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Where he walked right in front of the official?
Yeah. He was up by the numbers
I know.
the entire game.
Most of the game.
Yeah. So 1st and 10 for Marblehead on their second possession. The ball's at the 28-yard line, their own 28. First quarter is down to 1:18. 6-0 Marblehead. Cronin goes in motion. O'Neill gets the snap, gives it to Cronin. Cronin cuts inside, stays on his feet, gets across the 30 to about the 33. We'll see where they spot it.
One of the things we're seeing already is we're seeing Cronin being used more as a running back rather than a receiver.
It really sets up play action. If you want to go to Cronin, you can fake it to him, then drop back, and then look for him short. If you want to go long to one of the other guys, it'll bring the linebackers.
Swampscott's not getting beat deep. Well, as I say that, they've got 8, 9 guys in the box.
Here goes the long one. What a pass. Oh, what a catch. He had one hand out there. Nearly got it. Is there a penalty marker down?
No.
No.
They wanted a flag because the defensive back stood over him and did the incomplete thing, but it's just
taunting?
It's just annoying. It's not taunting.
Yeah. I think most of the taunting is just annoying.
Yeah, he almost made it. That's incredible. As he gets up and he does the, you didn't catch it. I really didn't have anything to do with it being incomplete, but you didn't catch it.
It was a perfectly thrown pass, too.
Kid's got a big arm.
6'5", a junior. Comes after Josh Robertson's 3 years at the helm. O'Neill steps up. Good move, has a man wide open. Oh, off the fingertips. The pass was intended for Ryan Kamos.
And after I said Swampscott's not going to be beaten deep. They're beaten deep twice.
34.1, a 4th down and 6. And a punting situation, Matorney, all-purpose kicker. 2 men back. It's Burns and Kataspati. High snap, handled well by Matorney. High, booming punt. Plenty of time for coverage. Bounces at the 31 and comes back and down finally by Marblehead's Elliott Plus. So Swampscott holds on that series by Marblehead after a couple of incompleted passes.
Tell him to put the goddamn headset on. Stop walking around. Play's over, you hustle off the field. You got that?
So 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Shane was wide open. They ran with Palmer. If Shane's not able to get open, then we'll get him off the field. Right? Good job on the adjustment.
2 receivers to each side. The single setback next to Zach Ryan is Kataspati. You can see how valuable he was in that last series for Swampscott. Looking to throw quickly to the sideline. It's complete. Baxter Jennings wraps up and gets some help on Ferragamo, but it's a gain of close to a 1st down.
Really nice job by Ferragamo to realize that situation that he was somebody right on top of him, put his head down, get some momentum, get an extra 3 or 4 yards out of it before he's popped out of bounds.
Up to the 42, a gain of 9, second down and 1, and that's the end of the first quarter. The score, Marblehead 6 and Swampscott nothing. And it's been it seemed a fast first quarter. A lot of running. Some incompletions will stop the clock, but it seemed a pretty fast first quarter.
It did. It was good drive by Marblehead. Kept the clock rolling. Took some time off the clock. Defense has been pretty stout so far. You just got to keep your concentration.
In the past, we've seen teams that go up against Marblehead, and they stay close for a while, but eventually they physically get worn down.
I think that the Marblehead speed has a lot to do with that too. I mean, you're able to sort of prevent big plays, prevent big plays, then they pop a deep one, and the momentum of the game seems to change really quickly, like that 99-yard pass that we saw a couple weeks ago, and they just seem to have a penchant for just seem to have a penchant for big plays.
If he lives to 150, that'll be on the gravestone. Yeah,
well, it's got to be a record, right?
Well, how can you beat it?
You can't.
No. They don't do .5s in passing yardage. Quarterback keeper, and he's going nowhere.
Yeah, it was a good fake. I fell for it, but Anisi didn't. Fortunately, he's on the field, and I'm not. Kind of a conservative play call there on second. You're about 2nd and 1.5, and
I'm going to say he lost a yard.
He probably did.
Look at a little bit less than a yard, maybe. Now they're moving the ball right up to the stick.
They're going to give him a first down.
Hard to believe.
Wow. Okay.
They started at the 33, and they marked the ball at the 43, so it is a first down.
So that would be 10 yards.
How did you figure that out?
I don't know. Math is not my forte. It's just not. It never has been.
Crowd is filled in and completely ringing the field. A lot of this is social as the kids come back to town for Thanksgiving, and a short pass, a nice tackle. What a good play by number 14, Shane Keogh, as he wrapped up. Was it Kataspati? Yeah.
Yeah, and if he doesn't make that tackle, it's at least a 5-10 yard gain too. Great tackle by Keogh.
Loss of 4 on the play.
Look at this. He reads it perfectly, and that's a perfect tackle right there. Yeah, Marblehead's overcome some injuries on defense too, and then they've really played well defensively this year too. That's another one of the hallmarks is being very stout defensively.
Davis split to the near side along with Paradise. Here comes the safety blitz again.
There we go. They pick it up.
Completed pass to Ferragamo, well short of the first down.
It's a long throw too. It's got some air under it too. You see the safety blitz at the top. Cronin again coming from the left side of the formation. He doesn't get there. The quarterback gets it out quickly. Yep, you see him at the top of the screen. This quarterback gets rid of it quickly. You can tell he's smart because he can sense what's around him and what's coming.
Ball is at the 46-yard line, 3rd down, 7. Zach Ryan, the quarterback for Swampscott.
3 receivers down here.
Looking down the field, nothing doing, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
As I said, he knows when to get rid of it. He's making me look bad today, isn't he? I say something nice about him and he takes a sack.
Well, knowing when to get rid of it also means knowing when to not try to force it.
Well, and it's also having protection that lasts longer than a couple of seconds, too.
Yeah. Nice defensive play by Marblehead, as you saw on the replay. High snap, but handled well. It's a low driving kick taken at the 30-yard line, and Cronin again showing his experience.
Not trying to do too much with it. They've seen something on film about the Swampscott's punting game. They think they can block one today. They sent 8 this time. The first time they almost got it. This one was even closer. I think they've scouted this, and they know that they can block a punt today. That one barely got over the line.
It was low,
yeah.
very low. I said driving, but it was.
It was not driving. It
wasn't driving.
Yeah, no,
it was sputtering.
It was a short drive. Looked like one of my drives off a tee. Low and didn't go very far.
You play golf?
No, not anymore because I stink at it. I'm terrible. Can't hit the ball straight.
O'Neill looking. Finds a man, throws it low, and it's incomplete as intended for Connor Cronin.
With 5 guys around him. I think if O'Neill tucks that ball, he gets at least 5 or 6 yards out of that.
Yeah, this side of the field was pretty wide open. A lot of blank space.
Look at that. Yeah, well, there's a linebacker right at the 35. So.
What's a linebacker?
What's a linebacker? When you have a 6'5" quarterback.
Second down, 10. Cronin comes in motion. High snap. O'Neill takes it right up the middle. Follows his blocker, stays on his feet, gets across the 35-yard line, about the 36.
Again, this is probably something. This is more running than we've seen O'Neill do. It's probably something that they've scouted. They've probably seen that they can. Picks up some chunks of yards with the quarterback running.
Pick up a 5 at the 35-yard line.
It's a designed run.
Cronin in the slot to the near side, along with Comas. They're looking to the sideline for the signals for the play. That's the way Marblehead does it. They have 3 or 4 guys over there doing signals and holding signs.
And Jason Lopez is sending in the play.
It was so much fun watching Lopez when he played here.
He really was. And he's a great
real
young
nice
man.
guy.
He really is.
Hand off to Johns. Johns stays on his feet. No!
It faked you.
They certainly did. It was Cronin, and Cronin gets up for, it looks like a first down.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, it's the option play again. This is the 3rd or 4th time we've seen it after not seeing much of it for the entire season.
I haven't seen it yet.
No, it's it's a really good fake to Johns, and he draws 3 or 4 guys with him, and he would have had the first down too. And he makes the defensive end commit. Missed tackle right there. You're not going to bring down Cronin with an arm tackle, and he falls forward for the first down. Knew exactly what he needed.
He needed the 40, and he got to the 41. 2 receivers to the far side. Tight formation on the near side. Handoff.
There's Johns.
Johns takes it that time.
Yep.
Gain of, looks like maybe 2. See where they spot the ball.
Eddie Johns, the ball carrier, gain of 2.
At the 43-yard line.
And Jack Hayden on the stop. Second down.
Clock rolling with all these running plays. It means we'll be home for dinner.
All right. Late lunch.
Really. DeWitt in the formation. A whistle stops the play.
Illegal procedure. I think the Swampscott coach called that one.
Procedure against the Magicians. 5-yard penalty. Second down and 13.
Bob Serino Jr. is the coach of Swampscott. Here's Marblehead's coach.
On the field, giving some sort of instruction.
Pass the numbers.
Yes.
Jim Rudloff, winningest coach in Marblehead high school history.
And his winning percentage is off the charts, too. It's got to be like 850 or something.
It is.
When you have a 23-game winning streak, that'll help.
Here's the pass.
Double pass, wide open. Oh, it was there. It was there.
Pass
DeWitt.
was intended for
Yeah,
Danforth.
Danforth. He had him. He was. The cornerback completely bit on the backward pass. Here it is. You can't see it at the top of the screen. It's a backward pass. And look how much room he has.
It just faded away to the outside, and had it faded to the inside, it would have been.
It would have been 6.
Absolutely.
I love the play call, though.
3rd and 13. O'Neill with good protection, throws it down the middle, has Cronin. Cronin's got the ball at the 25, and he's dropped at the 20.
I have no idea how you let Cronin get that wide open. Great throw, too. Great throw by O'Neal. If you let him just a little more, it's a touchdown. But still, it's a big, huge play. Look at the touch on the... He just kind of lofts it in. He doesn't fire it in.
And he's down to the 20-yard line.
And Cronin has 3 steps behind the defense.
A 23-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10. Clock rolling, 5:56. Quick pass out to Cronin. Cronin in flat, has it blocker. Cuts the defenders and is down to about the 11.
Nice job by Swampscott to read that, because it looked like right at the beginning that he had a lot of room to the outside.
Down to the 12-yard line, a gain of 8. Second down and 2. Johns gets the call, stays on his feet, pushes forward. And did he fumble the ball?
No,
he's down by
it's
contact.
down, yeah. And you get the firstie, too. Yep.
1st and 10, 1st and goal, actually. They roll the clock. And the ball is at the, looks like it's about the 7-yard line. 3 receivers to the near side. 1 to the far side. O'Neal on the keeper.
Yeah. Nobody bought the fake to Johns that time. Nice job by Swampscott of reading that.
Pickup of 2
Yeah.
at the 5-yard line now. 2nd down and goal from the 5. Plenty of time on the clock. Tight formation. Looking to the end zone, wide open.
Yep.
That's Chris DeWitt.
Yep. Unaccounted for. He just comes from the top of the formation and heads towards the middle of the end zone and gets completely lost. A mix-up in coverage for Swampscott. And you go for 2 here.
It's 12-0 right now. Nice play.
You see DeWitt. Yeah, you see him just at the top of the screen, at the bottom of the screen there.
Nobody around him.
Nope.
They're going for 1. Retorney, strong kick. And with 4:22 to go in the first half, Marblehead 13, Swampscott nothing.
So you've got 4:22, as you said, Chris. You get a quick 3 and out. You've got all 3 timeouts. Here's the touchdown again. Look at just DeWitt just slips out. He's at the top of the formation, tight end left, and he's wide open. What's the big play in that one was the 35-yard pass to Cronin. As we said, that's what Marblehead does. They you think you've got them contained, they demoralize you with a big play, then they go in for a touchdown.
10 plays, 70 yards, capped by the 5-yard touchdown strike from O'Neal to DeWitt.
Offense
and
has
Matorney's kick.
I'm sorry.
13-0.
Offense has been very efficient today.
Yep.
Everything's forward. I don't think there's been one backwards play, has there? And they had the one penalty.
Let me see. 3 possessions, 2 scores.
You don't have to do the research. I'm
I don't see a loss on any of my notes.
I think so either.
Matorney steps into it, and this is a boomer.
It's going to go out of bounds.
Out of bounds, and that's a penalty out at the 2-yard line. So they'll bring it to the. Where will they put it? Each level of football seems to have different rules about where
it's everywhere. It's all over the place, isn't it?
On Thursdays, I think it's the 25.
Okay. What about Saturday?
Thanksgiving, it might be the 35.
Okay.
But it's a Thursday.
It's a Thursday, so you just don't know.
You can't tell. We'll just have to see what happens.
I think they're going to go to the 35.
It's the 35-yard line. That's a big penalty.
6 feet further, and that's a great kick.
Yeah, absolutely. So they will mark it.
We're going to re-kick?
make them
You
re-kick.
can do that too, I guess.
Wow.
Nope, they're not going to re-kick. There you go.
Here comes the defense.
All right. Because you want a defense on the field
Calmer heads have prevailed.
when the other team has the ball.
Right.
So it's at the 35. So you were right, Chris.
That's one of the
Thursdays.
basic tenets of coaching. We don't just cover the fine details.
No,
we
we
get
go
into the
over
basics.
exactly.
So 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line, trailing it by 13 points. Swampscott Big Blue looks to get something done here in the first half with 4:22 to go. Ryan with the fake, wants him to go, throws it out of bounds.
Yep. Nobody bought the fake.
Quarterback walks over to talk to his coach, who is on the field.
Yeah, but he's on the other side of the numbers.
Yeah.
And we don't have, like, now that Rudloff's been past the numbers, we really don't have a leg to stand on here.
Never did, really.
No, we really didn't. Have we ever?
Once, years ago, probably. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Single setback is Butelaire. He gets the call. And he shakes some tackles. Nice play, nice run. Finally run out of bounds. Was it 29 that ran him out? 26? 29.
I was just impressed with the pronunciation of his name.
Yeah, really. It's all those years I spent in Paris. '29, Brooks Keefe. Pickup of 2 yards on the play. The ball is at the 37-yard line. Again, the coach steps out on the field to give some final instructions. 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Quarterback looks, fires quickly. Nice catch and a good move. 2 good moves. Wow. That was
That's Burns. That's their
Elijah
leading.
Burns,
their
yeah.
leading receiver, and we got a penalty too. I don't know what that's all about. Came in well after the play. Nice catch and run by Burns.
It really was. It was a great catch. He had to really jump up to here. We see it
Very athletic. Look at this. Yep.
up in the
I don't know
air.
what he said at the end.
Gets his feet under him, spins
Yep,
around.
Nice little spin move there to pick up another 10 yards. It looks like this might be on Marblehead. All the officials are pointing in the dead ball, personal foul on Swampscott. Okay.
So they mark him back 15.
Their biggest play of the game, and it's after he picked up the first down, so that makes it the way they're walking. It's be 1st and 25.
So they got gained to the 38-yard line, and then a penalty,
The flag came in very late.
and it steps it all the way back to on the other side of the field to the Swampscott.
I didn't see any
43.
contact, so it might have been verbal.
So the dead ball foul after the play was over. So they stepped it off from the 38 all the way back to the 43, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Swampscott. Clock rolling, 3:01. Second quarter, 13-0 Marblehead. Blitz.
Yeah, this is more blitz than Marblehead usually shows.
Boutelier.
This number 7 runs hard.
Yes, and he
He's
has
not
escapability.
Yeah, he does. He wasn't one of the guys we really identified early on as being one of their playmakers, but he's a good-looking running back.
2nd and 4 at the 49-yard line. Ryan gets the high snap, gives it again to Boutelier, and he's wrapped up in the backfield and is not going down, but slowly the number of red jerseys that attacked him dropped him.
Who got him first? Is it
Loss
DeWitt?
of a couple.
I think DeWitt's coming up from the bottom of the pile. Marblehead calls timeout here.
A minute and 56 to go in the first half, and Marblehead takes their first timeout. 3rd down and 5. Loss of a couple. And with the timeout, the ball will be spotted at the 48-yard line.
So you hold him here. You get a punt. You probably get the ball around the 20-yard line. You've got 2 timeouts.
And you've got a strong
passer
and receiving core.
Yep. Of course, the first part of the plan is the most important part, is holding him on 3rd down.
Absolutely.
Remember, Swampscott gets the ball to start the second half because they won the toss and deferred, which you have to do now. If you win the toss, you cannot take the ball anymore. You have to defer.
That's the Belichick protocol.
I think that's exactly what it's called too. The Belichick, the BP.
3rd down and 5 after the timeout. 1:56 to go, and Swampscott's facing a 3rd and 5 situation, but they want to get some points here before halftime, and make their job easier, and they don't want to have to turn it over on a punt, especially as you noted, Gordon, their punting game doesn't appear to be that strong. Zach Ryan and
Keogh with a blitz. DeWitt maybe 2. Yep, they bring 5. Picked.
Penalty marker.
Yeah, I don't like this because it's in the defensive backfield. It's probably going to be a hold. Yep, holding on Marblehead.
Yeah.
Yeah, they brought 5 that time and made Ryan rush the throw. Was going to be complete, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to see the hold.
I think it was 26 for Marblehead.
Pacheco get a hand on that? I think he did.
Penalties offset. Offsetting penalties.
Okay.
So it's 3rd down and 5. They just erased that play.
I was watching the replay. Did they say what the penalty was on Swampscott?
It was holding.
Okay.
It was holding on both.
A lot of holding going on.
Yep. 4 receivers in the formation.
Yep. 3-man rush this time.
Zach Ryan under pressure.
Screen
Throws
pass.
The screen pass and it's dropped. Pounding the turf in frustration is Boutillier.
You see this happen thousands and thousands of times. Running back tries to turn up field and pick up yardage before he secures the ball. And it's a pretty well-designed screen.
The offensive line does a great job.
Yeah, they really sold it well, didn't they? I don't know if he picks up.
Not happy.
I don't know if he picks up the 1st down, but.
So punting situation back at the 23-yard line. A low punt, perfect for Cronin. Takes it high, comes down the sideline, and runs out of bounds smartly. There wasn't much more to be gained there, and it stops the clock.
Cronin caught that like an outfielder going in the gap for a line drive.
The Magicians will have the ball.
1:46 left, 2 timeouts.
At the 33. 1:46.
Remember the good old days when everybody had 5 timeouts and a half?
You know, I never really liked it.
that was not good.
It was too many.
Yeah.
3, it doesn't seem to have changed the game much
It
at all.
really doesn't. It hasn't. It was a good move.
O'Neal waiting for the snap. Gives it to Johns, comes around the edge, looking for an alley. He finds a little bit of room, and he's got it up to about the 39-yard line.
Good decision to cut that back. And again, we see Johns just put his head down and gain an extra 3 or 4 yards.
Nice run, big 1st down by Cronin.
How did he get through that little gap? It looked like there were 3 guys closing in on him, and he just rushed right through it and picked up another 15 yards.
That's
Cronin.
what Cronins do. Tim was the same way.
He was the same way.
He had exactly the same move.
Same number.
His older brother.
Same physique.
Yep. And
Shane's open.
Wide open, Chris.
touchdown pass. A big one from the 42-yard line.
That's the Keogh, just bottom of the formation. Great blocking up front.
Well, that's just what we were talking about when they
Yep.
before that double penalty, that they wanted to hold them, force a punt, and then use their passing game.
And then hit him with a big play to demoralize him right before halftime.
And it was a 42-yard touchdown pass. The drive started on the 33. Matorney out of the hold of Miles O'Neill. Good snap. His kick is strong. The kick is good. That makes it 20-0.
Here's the replay of the touchdown. Keogh's wide open.
O'Neill just sets
Yep.
in the pocket perfectly there.
Well, he also has time to set in the pocket because the blocking is so good.
Yeah, it's always good teams aren't good without good lines, both offensive.
That's the most offensive line to me is the most important unit in a football team. If you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a team.
So it was a 67-yard drive in 3 plays, capped off by a spectacular 42-yard touchdown pass from O'Neill to Shane Keogh. And Shane Keogh's really come alive this year as a receiver.
Well, and one of the things is everybody knew about Cronin coming in. He's the Super Bowl MVP and everything, and he was going to be the main guy. But the other guys, some of the, like Keogh has stepped up, DeWitt has stepped up. O'Neill's had a variety of targets that he's been able to go to this year. It hasn't been just one guy. It's just
That's
been
true.
pumping it to Cronin all the time.
I think they have a running back of the future in the sophomore
yes,
class.
He's a
fun player to
load
watch.
yeah, he's tough to bring down.
Bernardo Banis, we're
Yeah.
talking about, number 49. He was out on this kickoff for Marblehead.
Yeah, it never takes just one guy to bring him down.
A 50-yard kick returned by Nicholas Davis.
So it'll be a first down for Swampscott with 55.4 to go here in the first half, and Swampscott takes over at their own 29-yard line. What a spectacular Thanksgiving Day. I mean,
Really,
some of them have been, I think, back over the years, the games we've done and the other games that I did before you were partnering with me, it was, there haven't been too many bad ones, weather-wise. Sometimes it's pretty cold. Not much running room. Nice escapability there. Is that number 7 again? Boutillier?
There was one year back in the 90s, back at Hopkins Field, when it was, and Marblehead was terrible, and Swampscott was really good, and I think it was played in like a monsoon or something like that. But that goes, you're going all the way back to Hopkins Field.
Yep, it's at the. Is it the lower middle school now?
No, it's a village school now.
Village school.
Yeah, it's all changed since your kids went through.
Yep.
Village, veterans, and now and in here.
What an improvement, though, it has been for the school system, and to have the high school, to have the field at the high school, to have lights, and separate the upper and lower middle schools, and it just has been a big improvement, not only for the academics and everything.
Well, and you've got the new elementary schools in
Yep.
town. The Glover looks gorgeous. That new Brown school looks terrific too.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
I miss the old Bell School though, in the gym with needed a miner's hat because we used to play basketball
Yeah,
there.
every Tuesday night for years.
Gym was so dark.
Yeah. It was like a police and fireman's league when I first started playing in it. Everyone was either a firefighter or a policeman. 2nd down and 7. Ryan, good protection.
Yeah,
Throws it down, has a man. It's nice catch again. Leaping catch by Elijah Burns.
yeah. I thought 64 Wilson Bullard got held a little bit.
It's a first down all the way down to the 41-yard line.
Burns is impressive. He's very acrobatic. He's very athletic. He's got some speed. Can understand why he's their go-to receiver.
About a 28-yard gain. 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. .38, not a lot of time to do much. They pass it in the middle. Nice defensive work that time.
Really good defense right
Pass
there.
was
Yep.
intended for number 21, Paradise.
Yeah, Monaco with a breakup, perfectly timed.
Crew Monaco, boy,
He didn't try to do too much. He knew he was going to pick it, so he broke it up.
hit him hard
Yep.
and knocked the ball loose.
And
Perfect.
excuse me, go ahead.
I was going to say just what you want that defender to do.
And don't interfere. Don't get that left hand wrapped around because officials will see that and they'll call it every time. So good job not drawing a penalty and breaking up the pass, knowing what he was able to do and what he wasn't able to do. If that makes any sense.
It does.
Okay.
Chris DeWitt on the far edge has that look about him. Here he comes.
That blitz look.
Yeah. There's a long pass. Incomplete. Nice defensive work coming back by Baxter Jennings, and he stepped over the man and gets a penalty.
Yep.
Did the incomplete sign. I don't even know if he's aware yet that he got the penalty. He didn't see the flag.
So in the first quarter, that wasn't a penalty on Swampscott, was it?
No. Lopez urging Mr. Rudloff to get off the field, and they don't want another one. So incomplete, that would be a dead ball foul.
Yep.
And they'll step off 15. This puts Swampscott in close to the red zone. It's up to the 26-yard line.
Maybe the difference is he didn't. We saw he stepped over him and did the incomplete signal.
Putting a little relish on the dog.
Oh, perhaps.
Yeah. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. It's caught a spotty to the near side. And they give it to Boutillier, and he makes it across the 25 to about the 23, the 24, we'll see. It makes right to the 25. So a gain of 1.
Yeah, the run game hasn't really materialized much of anything.
Swampscott takes its final timeout.
Yeah. So they've got what, 22.8?
2nd down and 9 at the 24-yard line, almost at the 25.
So you can almost rule out a long pass or a short pass over the middle.
I wouldn't be surprised if they go screen again.
The screens have been well designed. They just haven't. Marblehead's either sniffed it out or there was a drop.
Play action fake under pressure. The quarterback downs
Okay,
it.
that's got to be intentional grounding. There's no receiver anywhere near that.
Yeah.
I mean,
No doubt about it. I mean, you have to have a man nearby.
and there was no one. The closest, it might have been a screen. Watch, there's no one in the area that's got a single number on it. It's all linemen.
7 was about 4
Yeah.
yards away from where the ball hit.
Yeah, but was the pass to him?
You just said it. That's intentional. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. There's nobody there.
Well, they're not going to call it now.
No. Screaming and yelling, and they're looking at the man in the white hat. That's Tom Bruces.
Terrible. Absolutely terrible.
So the clock is stopped with 16.1. It's 3rd down and 9 from the 25-yard line. Ryan,
Oh, that's a hold.
and
Yeah. Everybody had something. There's 3 flags on the field.
They all want to make sure.
It's going to be the one in the middle of the line that the referee threw is certainly going to be a hold on Swampscott. I don't know what the other 2 are.
Yeah, there was in the backfield.
It was pretty obvious.
Pretty obvious, and then they came out quickly. But then the ones in the defensive backfield came out.
Came
as
up
well.
late, yeah.
Maybe they just.
Well, they're talking to Rudloff, which is a good sign because he's the one who's getting options.
So 2 penalties, holding and
Declined. 4th down. So they took the down instead of the yardage with 10 seconds left.
so 4th and 9. The nose of the ball is now back, almost touching the 25-yard line. The stick is just across the 25-yard line. Into the lineup for Marblehead is number 2, Xander Danforth.
I think it was Bullard who got held again. He's been a force in the middle there.
Yeah, that was, as you said, that was obvious from the way the play developed that it was a hold.
Even we could tell.
Yeah. Under pressure, the quarterback is now throws a desperation pass. It's complete, but it's a 4th down play, and the quarterback is slow to get up.
Right. It's been
Zach
harassed.
Bryan.
Yep.
It was intercepted.
I don't know if it.
0.7 seconds.
I don't know if it was intercepted, but it really doesn't.
It
make
was
any-
intercepted. It
Was
was
it?
first and 10 for
Okay.
Marblehead at the 21-yard line.
Well,
We'll have to see who got it.
it was 4th down, so it really didn't make any difference.
No. They'll just take a knee. They have 007 on the clock. So here's the throw, and the catch is made by number 6, and that's Ferragamo. And O'Neill steps and downs the ball.
Good half.
The score at halftime, 20-0. We'd like to thank the National Grand Bank for being our community partner and bringing you MHS Sports and MHTV. Now we all know that the Thanksgiving Day football game against arch rival Swampscott is always an exciting game for the fans and for the current seniors on the Magicians team. Well, this may be the last football game of their careers. This is the day they have been looking forward to for a long time. Take a look.
I'm Xander Danforth. I'm the receiver. I'm number 2, and it means a lot to me. I love having both towns come out, and I love being Swamp. That's all it is.
I'm Baxter Jennings. I'm a cornerback, and really Thanksgiving. I've been in the stands the past 3 years, so I'm looking to make my mark on the field, and there's nothing better than beating Swampscott. So, happy Thanksgiving.
My name's Sam Anisi. I'm number 54. I play left guard and defensive end. And the Thanksgiving game means everything to me. It's my last game along with all of these guys, all the seniors. We're on a pretty good winning streak against Swamp, and we're looking to keep that going with some dominance. Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm Nick Whitaker, offensive lineman and inside linebacker. And the Thanksgiving Day game is a really big thing for me. I've been to the game throughout the years, and hopefully this year we can keep the streak going against Swamp and beat them on our own turf.
My name's Connor Cronin, number 22, wide receiver safety. Thanksgiving Day game means everything to me. It's going to be my last time suiting up in a Marblehead football uniform. So I'm looking forward to it on our home field with all my boys. Last game too, and hopefully everyone comes out to watch this game and just destroy Swampscott on Piper Field on Thursday morning.
Hi, I'm Nolan Williamson. I'm offensive lineman and outside linebacker. It's a great tradition, a 100-long-year tradition. I grew up going to them as a child. I just hope they continue to streak and beat Swamp.
Hi, I'm Michael Carlson, number 16, receiver safety. Thanksgiving is one of the best days of the year. You get to come out and watch us play against Swamp.
Hi, my name is Liam McKenzie, number 85. I'm a wide receiver and safety, and Thanksgiving means a lot to me. You know, we're going to be playing on Piper Field, pretty exciting. Last ride with the boys, so it should be fun.
I'm Aiden Tardy, number 26, middle linebacker and running back. This game means a lot to me because I feel like it's a sign of progression. I mean, you grow up your whole life watching the guys before us come to this field and play, and I know in the years coming that I'm going to be coming back and looking back on this game. Hopefully all good memories.
I'm Dylan Rowe, number 75, nose tackle. Thanksgiving game means a lot to me because it defines this brotherhood, and it's a great tradition that brings the whole town around us.
I'm Shane Keogh, number 14, outside backer, receiver. This game means everything to me. It's the last time suiting up with the boys, and there's nothing better than beating Swamp and spend the day with my family.
Hi, I'm Clark Wheeler, number 51, D lineman. Thanksgiving Day means to me. It's a great day for family, both on the field and around the dinner table.
Hi, I'm Alex Orloff, number 15, receiver. The Thanksgiving game means so much to me. I can't wait to beat Swampscott, and there isn't a group of boys I'd want to rather do it with. Thank you.
All right, my name is Avon Denbo, and I'm a cornerback and wide receiver. And this game means a lot to me because, of course, the rivalry growing up and just watching the game. And then the last 2 seasons, I've had season-ending injuries, so this is my first Thanksgiving game I'm playing in. So yeah.
My name is Jack Ennis Shansley. I'm number 72. I play offensive line and defensive line. This Thanksgiving game means a lot to me. It's my senior year. Looking to go out with a bang. This rivalry's been going on basically forever. Looking to take another dub home and bring them back home.
My name's Eddie Johns. I'm number 23, play running back. And the Thanksgiving game, what it means to me is tradition. I grew up all my life coming out, supporting the team every year, watching the game, and I'm finally happy to be starting and playing in it. And yeah, very excited.
Unfortunately, due to copyright issues, we are unable to have the audio from the bands or the cheerleaders' halftime show, but stay tuned for the second half of the game coming right up. And before that starts, we'll run some highlights of the Marblehead's touchdowns in the first half. So we'll see you again in about 15 minutes. Again, we'd like to remind you that unfortunately, due to the copyright issues, we are unable to have the audio from the band or the cheerleaders' halftime show. But stay tuned for the second half of the game. It's coming up in about 4.5 minutes, so stay with us. And welcome back. Let's take a look at the highlights from the first half. Marblehead gets on the board first with a 3-yard touchdown run by Miles O'Neill. There he goes, right into the end zone. The kick failed. It was a rare miss by Greg Matorney. 6-0 with 6:16 to go in the first quarter. And then in the second quarter, another touchdown. Wide open in the end zone for Marblehead's Chris DeWitt. And here comes a long pass.
Yeah. This is really the one that kind of demoralized him.
Yep. Shane Keogh hauls it in, a 42-yarder from Miles O'Neill. So 2 touchdown passes for O'Neill and a touchdown run. So Miles O'Neill's having a nice Thanksgiving Day morning. And 2 extra points out of 3 by Greg Matorney. And it's 20-0 as we get set for the second half. What do you expect to see from Marblehead in adjusting to the first half? I don't know what Swampscott can do. I think they seem to be a little outmanned, and maybe they can do a little bit more
yeah, I think
effective passing.
I think technically there's not really much you can do. I mean, if you're Marblehead's coaching staff, you say clean up the penalties. You know, there were a couple of penalties that were unnecessary, and coaches can always, of course, talk about that at halftime. But really, as you said, Chris, there doesn't seem like a lot that Swampscott can do to stop Marblehead's offense. Just keep playing the defense that you've been playing. Swampscott's not going to run the ball down your throat. Maybe they'll try a couple of trick plays. The screen pass seemed to at least set up well.
It's set up well, yeah.
This quarterback's not going to throw a 50-yard pass. He doesn't have O'Neill's arm. Their running game really hasn't gotten off the ground. I think you just stay what you did in the first half. Stick with the game plan if you're Marblehead, and just try and continue to run up the score. Not run up the score. You know what I mean.
Put points on the board.
Put points on the board. Thank you.
It's interesting that we're talking about what can they do to change. It's the second half of the last game of the season, and the last game a lot of these kids will ever play, and it's not something where you're going to roll out something new. You got to stick, like you say, you got to stick with what you've done, what you do best.
And what they've been doing has been working. So there are not a lot of adjustments you really have to make. As you said, just clean up the penalties a little bit. I mean, everybody wants their team to play penalty-free football, and just kind of keep doing what you've been doing because you're the better team.
12 minutes on the clock. Matorney gets set to do the kicking. Back deep is, looks like Elijah Burns to the near side. I can't see the number on the far side.
I think it's Davis.
This one goes to the 5-yard line. This is Burns, or is this Davis? He got hit, and he shook off that tackle. What a good play. Nice return, a big play. That was Elijah Burns, and boy.
Yeah, that might be, no.
I thought he was going to get nailed.
Yeah, right at the 25. They had it stopped, and he bounced to the outside.
So Swampscott comes up with pretty good field position to start the second half. They'll be 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
I thought there might be a late hit flag, but fortunately not. Here's a replay, Chris. It's up to about the 20.
Who hit him?
And he's right there. I mean, 3 or 4 guys hit him. He just bounces away. This is a good player. This is their best athlete right here. Burns.
Elijah Burns brings it back to the 39-yard line. A 34-yard return. He got it on the 5. 1st and 10. Marblehead leads it 20-0 as we start the second half. Ryan, no one to throw to, has a man to the near side and throws it short.
Yeah, that's a 3-man rush too. That's creating all that pressure. You got 5 guys to block 3, and they still get in and pressure the ball and make Ryan have to throw it away. And coverage, of course, was very good. If you drop 8 back in coverage, it should be. Yeah, look at the.
That was a coverage income.
Yeah, Burns is open, but with on the run like that, it's not going to be a very accurate throw.
2nd down 10 at the 39-yard line. 4 receivers in the formation. Linebackers
it's going to be a reverse. Oh,
ball's loose.
Oh, that's, again, we see a Swampscott player not looking into his hand. But I really want to compliment Tardy on that one, because on Thanksgiving Day, 99% of the guys are going to try and pick that up and run it in for a touchdown that they can talk about for the rest of their lives. He just fell on the ball. Watch it. It's just a.
There he is, 26.
He doesn't look it in, and everybody in the world is going to try and pick that up and probably not pick it up and try and run it in. He fell on it. It was a smart play. Really well done by Aiden Tardy.
And he's a guy that's been
He's been
a stalwart, but not a star.
He's been so consistent.
Yeah, he's been, and that's what you really need. At 1st and 10, here comes the pass to, is it Danforth?
Yep, it's Danforth, and he's in.
Danforth, touchdown from the 25-yard line. Just that quick.
Yep, the wide receiver screen.
Yep, almost a running play.
And as we talked about all the time, the key to this play is the blocking of the wide receiver who doesn't catch the ball.
That set the stage, and we see on this.
Is it Cronin who's? Yep, it's Cronin.
The block right there.
Yep, right there. That's the key to the whole play. Danforth makes a nice move to the outside.
Attorney's kick
it's
is
off
up and good.
It's off the snack shed.
The fan zone?
The fan zone, yes.
So one play drive after the fumble recovery.
Yep. Here it is again. Look at just a quick out, and as we talked about, there's the block right there that springs the whole thing.
It effectively blocked 3 men.
Yep.
Cronin right behind the play to signal touchdown.
And give a lot of credit to Danforth for knowing to stay outside and knowing that he had a lane right there.
One play, 25 yards.
Yeah, that's going to, I don't know if that's going to do it, but
27-0.
I don't think the half could have started any worse for Swampscott.
It's been a difficult season for the Big Blue.
Well, they started off, what were they? They were 3-1. I mean, the two-time defending champs, because the COVID year there was no playoffs, so they won in 2019. They were in 2021. Granted, they graduated a lot of key players, including their quarterback, a 3-year starter. But this 5-game losing streak, and some of the teams they've lost to, it really were not good teams. And they've got a lot of talent and a lot of speed. It's kind of mystifying a little bit why they're not better than they are.
Well, it's as the years go by, you see ups and downs, especially in high school football programs, where you have to replace an awful lot of people. And if you're really good with potential linebackers or potential running backs or quarterbacks or something, but you have no linemen.
Well, that's
what happens.
I thought that's where you're going to.
Yeah.
And you look at the Swampscott team, and you don't really see a lot of size differential between the skill players and the linemen. Yeah. And that's a problem. You've got, and this is why Coach Dembowski, who's now the Milton coach, who was a Swampscott coach 20 years ago, this is why he went to that spread offense. But he said, if we try and run the ball against people, we just don't have the personnel. I mean, Swampscott's a little town. It's got 11,000 people in it. You're not going to, get linemen that are 6'4", 6'4", 6'4" across the board.
Over and over again.
Right, and so that's why he changed, and he was really kind of the person who brought this spread offense to the North Shore.
1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Handoff comes inside, and blocking stopping the gap was Dylan Rowe. Number 75, he just plunged right in there, and see him right there, number 75. He put the stopper on that one. Pickup of a yard.
Yeah, and we've talked about, Marblehead's not particularly big up front too, and in the scheme that they use, in this 3-4 scheme or the 5-2 or whatever you want to call it, the linemen can be very active. You get somebody right over the nose, and they've been, they're not. It's not a big defensive line, but they're athletic and they're fast.
Straight drop. Fires over the middle, complete, and a first down on the catch. Nice pass and a nice catch.
That's the best, most accurate throw he's made today, because the wide receiver was double covered. I didn't see who the receiver was.
Put it right.
Yep.
Was it 6?
Yeah, caught a spotty.
Oh.
It's a really nice throw, or an accurate throw anyway.
Oh, it was a good one.
Yep.
It really was.
You see the double coverage right there.
Cronin and Jennings in on this tackle for Marblehead. The ball is up to the 36-yard line. Gain of 15 on the play. But that fumble recovery and the quick touchdown spreads out what already was a big gap to 27-0. Looking near side, and
That was timed perfectly. Tardy. I don't think he ever saw the ball.
But he saw him catch it.
He saw him catch it, and he reacted. As we said, Tardy has just been this consistent tackling machine in the middle of the formation every year, inside linebacker.
Here he comes.
Yep.
Boom.
Look at that. Yep.
Knock him away.
And you could see that one coming. The crowd reacted like this is going to be a collision.
Here's a freight train rolling. It's really fun to watch the graduates of recent years hanging out.
Right.
Because they're all home for Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
And this year's students are in the.
Oh!
Nice interception. All the way down the field for another touchdown. He just anticipated that perfectly. It was Chris DeWitt.
Perfect play by DeWitt. Jumped the route. I don't think that Ryan ever saw him. They're just trying to complete a little out here. And DeWitt, who's playing linebacker, outside linebacker, right here. Yep. Look at him. Yep. Reads it perfectly.
Quarterback never saw him.
Nope.
Well, he's got the 99-yard touchdown catch and run, and now he's got an interception and touchdown on Thanksgiving to put on his bulletin board.
Save the ball. Well, there goes the ball.
Maybe he was trying to save it already.
I know. Wow. Yeah.
Bertoni lining up the kick. It's 33 zip right now with 8:57 to go. O'Neal, the holder, handles the snap. The kick is punched through the uprights. Strong and deep.
Yeah.
34 zip. At 8:57, too quick.
It's going to be a great feeling for DeWitt. Look at this. All right, here's the replay again. Look at a little bit of a juggle. But he's gone. As soon as he catches it, there's nothing but green grass in front of him. Or green turf in front of him.
8:57, so just over 3 minutes into the second half.
Right.
Marblehead puts up 2 touchdowns.
And on 2 huge turnovers, the tardy fumble recovery leads to a quick touchdown. And then the pick six. I know we discussed before the game about the streak here. Marblehead has not lost to Swampscott since, what, 2012?
Yep.
And that's 11 in a row, and that includes a couple of games the COVID year game that they played, and then there was another game that I think they played in the playoffs when they were in the same division. So Marblehead's dominance in this series is just, I mean, this is an unprecedented dominance, I would imagine.
It was really interesting to go back over the years and look at all the different publications that have tried to put together the definitive record of
you're
Thanksgiving games.
Yeah, you're going back 115 years, and
bounces at the 5. He wanted it to go into the end zone. It didn't, and that's a mental error.
Yeah, that's a live ball.
It is. If it goes into the end zone, it's not live.
No, it's not. But it's not like a punt where you can down it and it's, I don't know what that was all about.
We had a question from one of our viewers out in Chicago.
And what was the question?
Grass or turf? It's turf.
It's turf.
Yeah.
It is. It's turf. I've been on this field. It's turf.
It is turf. Oh, yeah. Trying to predict the future.
I don't know.
He's going to definitely bounce into the end zone.
I don't know what. But from the, I don't know. I think he just forgot it was a kickoff instead of a punt.
At the 7-yard line. And the play comes up the middle. It was Boutillier, And he gets, looks like about 5 yards.
Yeah, that was one of their better running plays. It might be their longest running play. Their running play is just the Marblehead's front three has just been too stout today.
So a 5-yard gain. Second down 5. Clock rolling. 8:25 to go, third quarter. 34-0.
When do we get to the point where the clock runs? Is it?
Fourth quarter sometime?
Yeah. No, but there's some sort of lead that you have to have. This is, yeah.
Anna Shansley.
Anna Shansley, yep. Just beats his man.
And a loss on the play,
Yep.
back to the, looks like the 11-yard line.
Yeah, here he comes from right tackle, and he just beats his man to the outside.
Well, that's just what you were saying beforehand about the size differential and there's how stout they've been. They just push right through.
Well, it's if you don't have size, you have speed and athleticism, and that's what Marblehead's relied on, and this is what they've relied on for the last dozen years. It's just they're just faster and more athletic than everybody else, except for Peabody this year.
Yes. And Milton was a pretty evenly matched game.
Did you go to that?
No, I didn't.
No, did you watch it?
Nope.
Was it on cable?
Long pass down the middle. They've got nice defensive work. It was a completion until Jennings.
Yeah, Jennings just
knocked it away.
Broke it up, and a nice job of not getting there too soon. It was a good throw.
It really
he was open. He had a step on the receiver, but Jennings.
All the way up to the 38-yard line was that throw from back at the 11 and maybe a few yards behind that. So it was a pretty strong throw.
I didn't think he had that kind of arm.
Punting from his own end zone. Cronin stands at about the 43-yard line. This was the one that maybe I thought they were going to try to block. And it bounces Marblehead's direction. Everything's going Marblehead's direction so far in this game. And so it's 1st and 10 for the Magicians at the 33-yard line.
And this is another touchdown here, and this gets out of hand. What was the year that, I think it was the year before Marblehead went to the Super Bowl, the game that was Thanksgiving, it was 50-0 or something like that.
51-0.
And it was
2015.
I think it was like the second play of the game. Harry Craig sacked Swampscott's quarterback in the end zone, stripped the ball, and fell on it. I'm like, game's over.
There was one play where the Swampscott quarterback, he was a short, slight fellow. He was small. And here comes Cronin. Gets a good block down the sidelines, got some room. Got one man to beat, steps inside of him, closes in, and has we'll see, they haven't signaled yet.
He's really
Is it a touchdown?
close. Yeah, no, they got him spotted at the 1.
Yep. What a good play.
This is the Marblehead's version of the jet sweep. It's actually a pass because it's a toss. It's a forward toss. Here it is.
And he doesn't outrun his coverage, his blocking.
No, he doesn't. And he steps right inside here.
Slows down to step inside. Now he's got.
I think he's in the end zone.
He's in the end zone.
It's a little crazy.
Making the call there was line judge Joe Payne. Here comes Cronin again, looking to get into the end zone. This time he does. Marblehead is signaling touchdown, and Joe Payne signals touchdown.
Yep. So Cronin gets a touchdown on Thanksgiving, which is entirely appropriate, what he's given to this program over the years.
A pickup of a yard, a touchdown, with 6:37 to go third quarter. Third score in the third quarter for Marblehead lengthens it to 40-0, and Matorny will try to add another point to that. Good snap, good hold, and Matorny's good again.
He's going to get a sore leg.
41-0 on Thanksgiving. After they Cronin nearly scored on the first play there. Picked up 32 yards on that running play, or passing play, I guess it was, because it was a toss.
Did it go forward or did it go back? There's the...
That's the touchdown.
Yeah, that's the touchdown.
And the play before was the one we were just talking about. This bodes well for seeing Bernardo Banas.
Which is going to be really exciting.
For me, it will be.
I
spoke to him after the game. I expected him to be.
Well, he's a sophomore, right?
Yeah, he's a sophomore. I expected him to be kind of like he runs. And here's a nice move. Soft-spoken, real gentlemanly.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice.
Very impressive.
That's good.
I told him I really like watching him play, which I do.
He's a fun player to watch because he just breaks so many tackles.
After George Percy graduated, I had to find another.
Yeah. Well, you'll have him for 2 more years, right?
Steamrolling running back. Here comes Matorni's kick. It is into the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20.
See, now that's a good line drive kick right there. It's okay if it's a line drive as long as it goes out of the end zone.
Yeah, this third quarter has been disastrous for Swampscott.
Yeah, it's exactly the opposite of what they needed to have happen. I mean, it's we're only not even 5 minutes or 6 minutes into the quarter yet, and Marblehead's already scored 3 times. They've had 2 turnovers. Swampscott's had 2 turnovers.
I think it was the third touchdown of the first half that made it 20-0. That sort of broke the will. It was. I mean, if you look at their common opponents, the running play that time by Cotaspati.
Yeah, they lost to Fenwick 14-0, and Fenwick's going to the Super Bowl, I think, in whatever division they're in, or they had a long playoff run. Fenwick's a pretty good team. It's the one that surprised me was the loss to Beverly. They hung with Masco. That was a 7-0 game.
Zach Ryan, handoff inside.
I think we have a new quarterback too.
Is it?
Yeah.
17.
Jack Spear. Freshman.
Wasn't he in Pirates of the Caribbean?
This is going to go way out. There's a guy who in Woburn who dresses like Jack Sparrow, and he looks exactly like him with the exact mannerisms.
It used to have a guy that would show up at some selectmen meetings that I used to cover, and he was tall, and he looked a little bit like Steven Seagal.
Really?
And he was really working it. He was working it something fierce.
So he knew it was. It was not just a coincidence. He knew what he was.
You got to buy those athletic outfits that he the long running pants and the off the turf.
Yeah, they're going to call it a catch. Okay, all right.
I told them before the game that we were televising.
Oh, and there's another flag. This is post play flag.
Let's see.
Now what's happening?
Let's see. Here's the replay.
Unsportsmanlike conduct
can't
on
tell
Swampscott.
For sure.
No, on both of them. So we're going to get a do-over here?
I guess so, yeah.
No, they're going to give them the. So you couldn't. I didn't see the replay. Was it a catch?
You couldn't tell from the replay.
Oh, okay.
It looked the same as when we watched it. That looked like it was on the ground, but it's hard to tell. First down.
I don't think Marblehead's going to get the benefit of too many calls the rest of the way.
No. At the 36-yard line, 1st and 10. And this. Yeah, you couldn't tell much from the replay of the catch. It looked.
Well, we had the player had his back to us.
No. Could see his hands in the ball, but it was hard to tell whether the ball actually hit the ground or no. Burns with a nice fake.
Yeah,
he's got some room
gone.
along the sideline. He could score. Being chased down by Jennings and knocked out of bounds at about the 6-yard line.
Awesome. Well, Nice job by Jennings in not giving up on the play.
That was Burns. He was obviously headed to the end zone, but he gets
Here's the pass. It's just a quick out.
this
He's in the
move
flat.
here.
Yeah, this one right here. Actually,
1, 2,
2
3.
moves.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I like this player. He's a good player. Look at Jennings though.
Angle.
Yeah.
Good
Cronin
angle in
might have caught
pursuit.
him too.
Yep. So it's a 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. And Boutillier, and he gets wrapped up and dropped at about the 5.
Yeah, that running game has just gone nowhere for Swampscott today. I don't know if Ryan is hurt over there or they just decided to go with a younger quarterback to get him some more experience. Ryan looks like he's maybe favoring his shoulder.
He did take a pretty hard shot.
There was what was the sack from Anna Shansley?
Yep.
Here was Ryan. He's a senior.
7-yard line. So a gain of 2 on the last play. 2nd and goal at the 7, looking to throw, and it's batted down.
Let's see who got it.
I think it was 52.
Let's see. You know, if you can't get there, put your arms up, make yourself big. Yeah, I couldn't tell who got
Couldn't
it.
tell. Might have been
14.
it might have
Keogh.
been
Steve
Keogh.
Clay's telling you it's Keogh.
Third down and goal at the, looks like the 7-yard line. Got a spotty to the near side. Ryan looking, end zone, fires to the corner, and he's
got it.
It's
Yep.
caught.
You're going to say you got it. Yeah, that's a great adjustment by the receiver, who was actually pretty well covered.
Elijah Burns just ran to the ball.
Yeah, it looked like the throw was going to be out of bounds, but he twisted himself around a couple of ways and caught the ball. It was a really nice catch. Now, here's a replay. It's just a deep out, and look at him. Once, twice.
His defender,
Wow.
Cronin, slipped. Yep. Extra point attempt coming. Snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's number 64. Aiden Wolf.
And the Swampscott folks have something to cheer about. They showed up today.
A nice touchdown and a really good pass.
Yeah, it was a nice pass. Here it is. It's the adjustment of the route, though, to get a foot down, to have the presence of mind to be able to get a foot down and still concentrate on catching it.
Jack Spear makes the pass, and Elijah Burns, excuse me, makes the catch. And as you pointed out earlier, he seems to you to be the best athlete on their team.
I think so,
he
yeah.
showed it again in that play. 41-7, 2:31 to go third quarter. So we've had 4 touchdowns here in the third quarter.
Go onside kick here.
Yeah, maybe. Jake Skoglund was who the coach was talking to, number 74. And Bernardo Banis is right there, number 49.
They're not ruling it out here.
No. He's taking a very short run up to the football.
No. He squibbed it.
That is a high
And they're gonna
bounce.
fight each other for it. Tardy.
Yeah, he's always there.
Yeah, he is.
So 2:23 clock moving in the third quarter. Marblehead takes a 1st and 10 at the, looks like about the 23, 24, 25. First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
See, they're still gaining yardage even when there's no play.
That's the sign of a good team.
That's a sign of a really good team.
Nick Paradise and Liam Keeney on the stop. First down, Marblehead.
First and 10, two runners in the backfield with O'Neill. O'Neill gives it to Cronin. Cronin cuts to the inside and stretches it out. Has about a first down, I think. He looks like he got to the 35.
They're going to mark him like half a yard short. Nope. They're going to move it.
Pickup of 10 at the 35-yard line. It was a nice misdirection play where they started to come one way and they went back the other way. And Cronin patiently took advantage of what what was there to offer. Here comes Eddie Johns. Oh, a nice block behind the play. Just enough to keep that defender from getting up to Eddie Johns.
This might be the most we've seen Cronin run the ball from scrimmage this year.
Jason Cottismati on the stop. Second and 1.
Johns picks up 9 at the 44. Looking to throw.
Screen pass.
Screen pass. Yep. Johns with a signature move of his. That spin and a penalty marker's down.
What's the penalty for?
Face mask, possibly.
Block in the back.
Ah.
Oh, come on. Did you see a block in the back there? I didn't even see a Marblehead player where he threw the flag. Yeah, it's 41-7.
So here comes the
screen pass, well set up. Johns makes great block right there. Johns makes a man miss. Oh, there's the block in the back.
Right
okay.
Yep.
All right.
So they step it off back to the 41-yard line.
So after all that, it's a 6-yard run.
Ball is at the 41-yard line. Second down and 4. Inside of a minute to go here in the third quarter. Don't forget, coming up at the end of the ball game, we're going to have the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game.
Uh-oh.
There goes Cronin finally. Now, he finds the open man. Danford with a big game, pushed out of bounds.
I'm not sure that's how they drew that up.
I think they wanted to go quickly to Cronin.
They did want to go quickly to Cronin. Danforth was blocking on that play. It was on the wide receiver screen. Yeah, and I don't. So Danforth just smartly runs upfield, puts his hands up.
And O'Neill found him.
Yep, and he's open.
O'Neill didn't want to throw it into Cronin. He saw the red jersey,
right,
but there were 3 white jerseys closing.
That's how you throw an interception. It gets returned for a touchdown, as we saw earlier.
Eddie Johns, the ball carrier, picks up about 5 on the play.
Again, everything is forward for Marblehead. That's one of the things that's been a signature thing for Marblehead. It's not a lot of negative plays. I don't think they've had one today. Is this the end of the quarter?
It is.
Okay.
And that's the end of the third quarter, and the score, Marblehead leads it 41-7 here on Thanksgiving Day. And coming up at the end of the ball game, Gordon and I will have a
we have to start thinking about
Marblehead
this.
Sports Shop Player of the Game.
Player of the game. It's got to be a senior, right?
It's got to be. I think there's a rule, isn't there?
No,
John,
no rule.
John Caswell
Okay.
doesn't
Well,
make
it should
rules
be maybe a guideline or.
Yeah, so it'll be another 12 minutes of football for these seniors.
Got that. DeWitt's had a touchdown on both sides of the ball, right?
He has an interception.
Yep.
He has a
touchdown reception.
Touchdown reception. Yep.
Only problem is he's not a senior. Give it to a lineman.
Ooh.
I know.
Bold. That's very bold. I like it, though.
There was one year I had to cover the Aganis game. Was it the Aganis game or the Shriners game at BU? And this was for the item. And
was this like an all-star?
It was an all-star game,
yeah.
and there were like 2 kids from Lynn, 2 kids from Peabody, a kid from Marblehead, a kid from Swampscott, and they were all linemen. And it's like, how do you write a story about 6 linemen? Well, he threw a good block on 3rd and 4. You know, it was just, he opened a hole and made a tackle. It was a tough story to write, but it was.
2nd and 3. Johns goes right through the middle, or actually off the left guard.
But it's
And
a one-time.
Another penalty. This looks like a wind the clock.
Wind the clock.
And a penalty marker. It looks like
unsportsmanlike conduct on someone.
Yeah. It was. They're all white jerseys were on the official who threw the flag. So it's going to be half the distance. And
it's like the 3rd or 4th one of those today, isn't it?
the penalty. It's frustration is building.
Yeah.
Half the distance to the 5-yard line, and it's an automatic first down.
Yeah, you've lost 5 in a row. You're getting smacked around today in front of all these people.
Monaco split to the near side, so that was a dead ball foul. 1st and goal from the 5. Johns gets the call, puts his head down, and borrows his way close to the goal line, but I don't think he's in.
No, he's a couple yards short.
The 2. Maybe the 3. I'm going with the 2.
How about the 2.5?
Yeah.
Everybody will get
I
along.
don't like to split the difference.
Okay, no.
Anything that starts with split is
Yeah, 50-50 is not good for you. Now
Johns
what do
gets
we
the
have?
call again.
Illegal procedure on Marblehead.
And then a clapping Swampscott player. Caught a spot. He was reacting to the Marblehead crowd on the near side. So a 5-yard penalty will go against Marblehead.
He's been reacting like that all day. He's been I don't want to use the word taunting because it's not, but he's been communicating with the Marblehead crowd.
Mouthing off?
No, I don't want to mouthing off. It looks like it's all in good fun. Vocal.
Yeah, vocal.
Communicating.
He's a very verbal young man. So it's 2nd and goal, and they're winding the clock at 9:45. It's at the 7-yard line. Here comes the handoff to Johns. Johns spins and twists and turns, gets close to the 5, but pushed back. A gain of 1 on the play.
So if you don't get it here,
I was just thinking the same thing.
what do you do? Do you send it? Yeah,
Kick a field goal.
I suppose.
Let's see if they run it to the middle of the field.
Yeah, because Matorney, to have him kick a field goal in Thanksgiving would be something memorable, I guess. No.
Johns again. So 4th down coming.
There's that misdirection play again where fake to Cronin, fake it to the first man through, and then give it to Johns.
Coming the other way, yep.
So now you're 4th and 2.
Cronin with a nice block.
Yep.
Johns puts his head down.
And he never lets the first guy tackle him either. He always breaks the first tackle.
4th down and goal from the 2-yard line. Play action fake to DeWitt. Nope. Johns.
Yep, he's short.
That's okay. Pickup of 1. Turnover downs. And
because you're kind of betwixt and between there. I mean, if you send out the kicker, you're adding 3 needless points. If you're go for it, you're running up the score. So
rewarding Eddie Johns for
yeah, exactly. He's a senior.
A senior of with a really good season. A very reliable guy. He's been strong, really strong, and hard to tackle. And the other thing is, I mean, first down on your own 1. Not a whole lot you can do about that. Crowd has thinned out somewhat.
A little bit.
It looks
All
like
right.
they've moved it to the 2.
Looks like Derek Marino's trying to talk Mr. Lavender into winning the 50-50 pot. It didn't work. As you said, a lot of players from past teams here.
Yeah, it's interesting to see that most of them are much more into the talking.
Exactly. That's much more social than it is to the game.
Yeah. A gain of about 4 on the play, looks like. Out to the 6-yard line.
Jason's got a spotty the ball carrier. Gain of 4, second down.
You think they'll throw it into the flat on this?
It's worked before.
Yeah.
Oh, they hit touchdown pass. Just for the other team.
Yes. Good, nice run. Hard
Yep.
charging. Short of the first down, but close. Caught a spotty.
Yeah, he's you can't question his effort. Scott Spotty's been giving 100% every play, so
He did get the first down.
I think he was going to get the first down anyway.
And the ball is at the 13-yard line. You might wonder why everyone from the team of Marblehead is looking this direction, and they're getting some instructions from Coach Redloff along the sideline.
Who is the de facto defensive coordinator as well as the head coach.
Spear hands the ball off inside, and nice push by the offensive line. Gain of about 3 or 4 yards. Nice pop up by Marblehead's 53. Nick Whitaker.
Yeah, the good thing about a score like this is you can get all the seniors into the game, get them plenty of action.
Wheeler and Anna Shansley on the stop. It's second down and 7 from the 16. Oh, high snap over the quarterback's head. It's into the end zone. And it's either a touchdown or a safety.
It's going to be a touchdown for DeWitt.
Yes.
2 defensive touchdowns and a receiving touchdown for DeWitt.
Can't tell the exact time because it's a running clock right now.
Right, the clock is not going to stop. Here's the snap. It's over the quarterback's head. And Cottis Body has to try to make something out of that.
And DeWitt slid right in there and took it away from the quarterback. 17 against 17. It's a 3rd touchdown of the day for Chris DeWitt. Retorni's.
Hit the upright, but it's good. That's the way it's gone for Marblehead today.
So with clock rolling at about 3:40, it's 48-7. Fumble recovery in the end zone by.
Yep, here it is. Here's the replay again, and Cottis Body has to do something with it. He tries to pick it up.
He had it there momentarily.
He did, and it would have been a safety, obviously, but.
3rd touchdown of the day. He's got a fumble recovery, an interception, and a touchdown pass.
It's quite a day. You'd like to see him do more on special teams, though, wouldn't you?
You know, if he can just get his head together, get in the game. No, it's a great Thanksgiving
Yeah, we're kidding,
game
obviously. This is
for
a
Chris
great day
DeWitt.
for Chris DeWitt.
It shows that 99-yard touchdown he had a few weeks ago was not a fluke. Although I especially liked it when the 2 defenders, I don't know if they really had a shot at him.
Yeah, when they ran into each other. Yeah,
That was my favorite.
They tripped each other up.
Favorite part. I think thinking back on it, I'm pretty sure he could have outrun them. A new kicker for Marblehead.
It's Jennings, right?
Number 7, yeah. Gang tackle.
Bannis at the bottom of that. Yeah, he's going to be a player to watch too, Chris. I think he's probably going to be one of your feature backs next year.
Yes. And with experience and probably some more growth, I mean, he's a sophomore, as you pointed out. It looks like he could only get better. So here's a replay of the kickoff.
Is that Tardy, the first one down there too?
No, it was 29, I think.
Oh.
Maybe you're right. Maybe it was 26. Looks like Tardy. Nice gain.
Yep.
Clock down to a minute 15 in a moment. We're gonna have a decision to make here soon.
I know we're almost out of clock here.
Down to 1 minute. Rolling clock with the score the way it is. 2nd down and 3 from the 40-yard line. Into the ball games comes Marblehead number 77, Justin Gonzalez. He's right in the middle of the. He's the nose tackle on the defense.
This could be the last play here.
Down to 25 seconds. A couple more subs come in.
Everybody gets a chance to play on Thanksgiving. Looks like we have about 15 guys in the field.
I was just going to say, it's a lot more red jerseys than we're accustomed to, but it's down to 10 seconds now, and Swampscott does not have to snap the ball.
Nope, and they will not.
So Marblehead moves to 8-2 on the season. They keep their winning streak of Thanksgiving Day victories over Swampscott alive. They've won the last 10 straight as they take this one 48-7.
Wow, dominant performance right from the beginning of the game to the end. They took the first drive right down the field, scored on their first possession, and after that, Swampscott was chasing them and never catch up. Couple of defensive touchdowns. Excuse me, 2 defensive touchdowns. A pick 6 for DeWitt, a fumble recovery in the end zone for DeWitt.
48-7, Marblehead 8-2 now. Swampscott is 3-8. Stay tuned, because when we return, I'll announce the Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game. Welcome back to MHS Sports on MHTV. Today's Marblehead Sports Shop Player of the Game is, no surprise, Chris DeWitt. Had a terrific game. He had a touchdown reception. He had an interception for a touchdown, and he had a fumble recovery in the end zone for a touchdown. So congratulations to Chris DeWitt from the Marblehead Sports Shop and MHTV. We'd like to thank the Marblehead Sports Shop for being our community partner in bringing you the Player of the Game Award. And we'd like to thank the National Grand Bank for being our community partner and bringing you MHS Sports and MHTV. Once again, the final score, Marblehead 48, Swampscott 7 for our announcing partner, Gordon Vincent, and all of us here at MHTV Sports, including Steve Clay and John Caswell. I'm Chris Conley. Thanks for watching, and happy Thanksgiving.